G'day guys, welcome to the Pro Brick exclusive channel, and we're going to do a very important video on emotional detachment, positive emotional attachment. Now guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe, press the bell for more of this amazing simple content for tradies, and like the video because it gets up our algorithm and it helps us with YouTube. Now, what is emotional attachment? We're looking at, there's a negative side to emotional attachment and there's a positive side, guys. And the negative side, just quickly, is withdrawing. But the ability to let go of anything that disturbs your mind and your feelings is known as emotional attachment. It includes letting go of the past, as well as one's fears, your regrets, and negative thoughts. Also, people that you've had in your life that you've separated from, or they've left you behind, or you've broken up, whatever reason, and you can't detach. This is what it is about. You might have never heard about it, and if you did, it is most probably that you have heard about its negative phase. When I speak about this topic, I refer to positive emotional attachment, detachment, and it has a positive phase. In its negative phase, it can mean lack of empathy, repression of the emotions, and estrangement. I'm not talking about this kind of emotional detachment. I'm talking about something else, about a positive quality, which is very useful in many situations, guys. It can save you a lot of suffering, stress, and emotional upset, because most of our trouble comes from not being able to detach from concerns, worries, things that bother us, get us down, these kinds of things. So let's define detachment and talk about its positive meaning. Guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and press the bell for more of this amazing Pro Brick exclusive YouTube channel revelation. Detachment is experiencing our feelings without allowing them to control us. You don't want to be controlled by things that torment you, okay? And most of the time our torment is our feelings and our thoughts. We step back and we can look at things objectively. We just come back to ourselves and align with ourselves. It's hard when you're up against stuff that you're attached to, that you need to detach from. I'd like you to think of a spaceship. You see these in the movies, in orbit, and they detach from the other part of the spaceship. They separate, and it's a slow process until the detachment actually happens. Then it becomes something that seems massive, and it is. We let go and accept what we cannot change. Some things we cannot change. If you've been left behind, we've all been left behind at some stage, and you wish that you weren't, then you can change that by positively, emotionally detaching from the situation. We detach from other people's choices, knowing that their spiritual work is not ours to do. We can't do the work for other people. We have to do the work for ourselves, and this is what positive detachment is all about. It's coming back to yourself, looking at yourself, going inside yourself and going, right, I need to align this. I need to cognitively reassign myself to a calibration, personal calibration, like a laser level. You're taking yourself in, you're going to get things all back in level and get things back on track. You can choose how you will act rather than just reacting when you slow down and come to a place of positive detachment. You can step away from harmful cravings, and that could be alcohol, drugs, a person, who knows what, but we become addicted to things. And when you step back and say to yourself, I need to positively detach, these things can happen. It's like being, it's like having a wound and you want to fix that wound, and you have to go through the motions of doing it. Detachment, guys, is a deep breath of peace and patience in response to unexpected situations and emotions. You can listen without losing yourself. With positive emotional detachment, you can see your mistakes honestly and make amends and start afresh with yourself and probably the associated people or things that it involves. Positive detachment allows you to be in the world, but not of the world in terms of how it's going to dictate to you how you'll feel. It frees you to lead your own life with grace. And grace means without being owed anything or people owing you anything. Look, positive detachment has to be a conscious decision. It helps you keep your poise in difficult situations and enables you to avoid dwelling in the past and occupying your mind with negative thoughts. Positive emotional attachment is something we can learn which can help us keep our mental and emotional poise and person in balance and avoid taking things too personally. Positive emotional detachment, guys, is not a state of indifference or passivity and does not mean lack of interest or lack of feelings. True detachment is something else. It is an attitude of open-mindedness and of being practical. And these are the things that we have to remember, guys. We can do this. We all need to positively, emotionally detach from something. Now, guys, 15 ways you can boost your emotional health. You can be loving, caring, interested in people, and yet keep a certain measure of detachment. Did you know that? You don't have to sell your soul to everything. This would protect you from becoming too attached for your own good, and that's what we do. We become over-attached. We sell ourselves into things, and you become emotionally drained. People who possess positive emotional detachment know how to use this skill, keep their poise, their balance, when they run into troubles or problems. And this is why, and I've had this trouble, you can't balance yourself out when under pressure. But with this, you can. You can accept the good and the bad equally because your mind is in a state of inner balance and peace. You're not being drained by things you're attached to, guys. You don't get so upset if the plans that do not turn out as you expected. You can try again or look for a new approach. If you succeed, you are happy. And if you don't, then you're still happy. Or forget the matter and move on to something else. This is just how you do it. It's always good to be, to a certain degree, an emotionally detached person. And it sounds weird, doesn't it? Because emotional detachment seems to talk about people that are recluses or who hide themselves away from life. But that's not necessarily true. It could be something that's helping you to get away from things that are draining you and harming you. This will save you a lot of emotional burden, manipulation, and unpleasant feelings. However, this should be accompanied by common sense thinking and not going to extremes, because everything has an extreme, doesn't it, guys? Everything's got its extreme, and we've got to be careful of these extremes. Okay, so point number 1, way to boost your courage and resilience today. This is how you can do it. Clarification about positive emotional detachment. Number 1, it is not emotionally numbing yourself. It is a state of calmness. Now, if you want to write these down, you can. Number 2, it does not make you shun people or push people away. It makes you and helps you come back to yourself. Number 3, it does not mean lack of emotions. It means the ability to avoid negative and disturbing emotions while expressing yourself through positive and healthy emotions, guys. And number 4, it does not make you avoidant of emotional connection. It is ability to stay calm and relaxed when in the company of stressful people or stressful situations or things that have happened to you that are contrary to what you would have preferred. The possession of this positive emotional detachment makes a person avoid stress, take care of his or her mental health, and keep healthier emotional connections. This affects personal relationships on the positive side, on a day-to-day basis, and all aspects of life in a positive way. We can ask ourselves the following questions. Here we go, guys. Question number 1. Do you allow other people's moods to affect your state of mind? Some people know just how to pull our strings, they know how to play us, they know how to stretch us. And we've got to come to a point where we don't allow people's moods to affect our state of mind. Number 2, do you allow other people's frustrations, anger, or emotions affect you? And as a leader, I've caused this on some of my followers. I can't allow, or you can't allow our frustrations and negative emotions to affect other people, because they will. In the Bible, in the ancient manuscripts, it says don't hang around angry people because you'll become like them. We've got to be very careful about how we present ourselves in front of people, particularly our partners. Number 3, how many times have you got emotionally involved with something or someone against your better judgment? Think about that one, guys. Number 4, do you get angry, frustrated, or disappointed by trivial matters? And if you do, that's a sign that you need to stop and come back to yourself. And number 5, do you allow external matters to affect your state of mind and your feelings? We all do, don't we? And it depends what they are. So if you do, you need to develop a certain degree of detachment. When it comes to personal matters and to matters that involve the heart, it's hard to avoid getting affected and emotionally involved. And this is just what we do, but you can learn this skill where you keep yourself at a distance. I've seen this on job sites where people just keep at a distance. They're in it, but they're just at a safe distance, and they seem to be the ones that get things done without too much drama. When it comes to personal matters and to matters that involve the emotions, it is hard to avoid getting affected and emotionally involved. It's difficult to stay calm when people criticize you or disrespect you. And it's also difficult to stay calm when people speak about their problems or share their anxiety, stress, or negative feelings with you. However, with some training, right, when we come back to ourselves, we can teach ourselves to stay calm, positive, and unaffected by negative words, feelings, or situations. I'm going to close this session with this. The power of positive emotional detachment is most useful in our daily lives at work, in the pursuit of ambitions and career, in our relationships with family members and people that we love, and of course on the self-improvement and of our spiritual development. Guys, this is Pro Bricky in the office at the Pro Bricky crib. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and press the bell, like this video. There's a whole heap of videos coming out for you tradie guys. We've got the subscriptions up to 53, which is really good. They're running at the same pace at the videos, funnily enough. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me, and bye for now.